is more talk. Because what happened to Tuktuki is terrible, but it's nothing new. In 2013, I met another young woman in West Bengal. Islamists have been pressuring her and her disabled brother to leave their small parcel of land. And why? Because they're Hindu. They threatened, they attacked. She showed me how they cut down their fruit trees and drained the small pond where they raised fish, because if they couldn't scare them out, they were going to starve them out. This is our home, she said to me. Our family's legacy. She said, I will not abandon it. Despite the difficulties, the dangers, and the costs, she and her disabled brother traveled to Calcutta to try and get help from West Bengal strongwoman Mamata Banerjee. They met with her private personal assistant who promised that help, but it never came. And why? Because they're Hindu. Then one night, after criminal action and official inaction failed, those Islamists broke into her home, tried to abduct her, and threatened to gang rape her. Somehow she fought them off, kicking and screaming and grabbing anything she could to fight. And I say somehow because if you saw this beautiful young daughter of Bengal, you would see that she's so frail, almost childlike in her appearance. In her appearance maybe, but not in her strength of will, because even though she knew her life was in danger, the next day she went and filed official charges against her attackers. But the West Bengal police were in cahoots with them. And when they made an arrest, they arrested her. They accused her of filing false charges, even though they knew it was their charge that was false. And why did they do this? Because she's Hindu. I've been fighting to stop the persecution of Hindus in East Bengal, we call Bangladesh, for years, all the time warning that jihad is spreading across the border to West Bengal as well. Every year I go through the villages, and every year I see more of them than the ones home to Hindus and Muslims, empty of Hindus who are driven off or worse. Those beautiful roadside temples, once strewn with flowers, are now strewn with garbage, abandoned and desecrated. Our enemies are already in Calcutta. I've seen Jamaat's office there. And I fought the Islamic poison that spews forth from the Tipu Sultan Mosque in Calcutta. Right now, as we're standing here, Bangladeshi school children are being taught that Calcutta is theirs. And if we let that happen, what's next? New Delhi, London, and how long before they're in New York and Chicago? When I first started talking about the Bangladeshi Hindus, people told me nobody cares and nobody ever will care. But that's changed. It's now been raised multiple times on the floor of the United States Congress and in other official venues. More action is pending too. We can make a difference if we have the strength of will to do so. What we need to do for Tuktuki is difficult, very difficult, but as we see, it's not impossible. Honor her and that young woman I met in West Bengal. Honor her by joining with me. Honor them by working together, by making our enemies fight a multi-front war, by making them take their shoes off at the airport. Honor them by joining with me, and we will succeed. Make a noise so loud that Mamata can't ignore it. And by the way, neither can those politicians here who'll be looking for our votes next year. Join with me for Tuktuki and for our own daughter. Namaskar.